Dang, don't she sound mean. Today, we are gonna answer some important questions about our Cummins swapped F350. Number one, why'd we do it? Number two, how much did it cost us? And number three, how awesome it is. Actually, I'll answer that last one right away. It's freaking amazing! All right, stay tuned, let's do this. So since the last time you seen the Cummins swap F350, we got a lot of the small issues buttoned up. We got the power steering fixed, got the transmission tuned so it shifts beautifully now. I would almost say the Cummins swap process is done. Except for the air conditioner. I need to fix that so my brother's not unhappy about no AC in the middle of summer. Who knows, before I get it fixed, it'll probably be January. It'll work real good then. So guys, you might be wondering, what are the future plans for the beautiful F350 here? Now obviously, this Cummins does not make a whole lot of power, about 200 horsepower as of right now. But I got a hold of the guys up there, Power Driven Diesel, and I have a feeling that we're going to change that in the near future. Next thing is, we need to make this thing look bitchin'. And what I mean is we need some aftermarket wheels on it. We just got to make her look good. So we're going to do that as well. This is not the end for the Cummins by no means. There's going to be a lot of cool things done with this truck. The Cummins swap process was just the beginning, I believe, anyway. When I started making this video, obviously this video is a price breakdown and kind of the end of the series on the Cummins swap. And I started asking myself, what would I want to know if I was watching about this? And obviously the first thing I'd want to know is how much it cost and is it worth it? Well, we will get into how much it cost, and for is it worth it? I think totally yes. I bought this truck not running, and I didn't have that much more money taking and putting this 12 valve in here that I would have just putting the 6.4 liter power stroke back in there. Today's video is about how much it cost and why we did it to this truck exactly. So let's get into that part. So why did we use this truck exactly to put the Cummins swap into? And the reason for that is these were some of the best selling trucks of their day. And they're really nice trucks to begin with. Nobody can deny that. They had probably the fanciest. They had Regency, Platinum, King Ranch, Lariats, and there's a ton of them around that need motors. And the reason for that is the Power Stroke engine they put in these trucks was known to be a little less than reliable. They had the 6 liter, which was really not reliable, and then they had a 6.4 liter, which is what came out of this truck, which was not much better than the 6 liter. So there's a lot of these trucks, like I said, a treasure trove of them around that are not running for a cheap price. I ain't joking you. I looked for a week and a half when I decided to do this build. I got the chance to buy 5 of these trucks broken down before I picked this one. And 2 more sold the day after I bought this one. And I kind of regretted buying this one because nicer ones sold right after it. I'm happy with the truck we got. It's a long bed. It's a 1-ton too, so it's got its advantages, and it's also got a backup camera, and look at it, it's just beautiful. So that is why I think that these trucks here are the perfect platform for a Cummins swap conversion. They got a really good body to them, a very good transmission, a really good just drivetrain to them, just the motor is junk. And we fixed that part. So we're down to one good part. And also, have you seen the interiors on these trucks? They're just gorgeous. The leather is awesome, and the air conditioners kick it when they work. This one doesn't exactly work right now, but it will. The heater works really good over this time of year. Like, I can leave the windows down, it stays 90 degrees in there all the time. Sorry, our camera died, but we're back up and rolling again. Now, I think we're at, I remember now, what our biggest problems we had, and if we would do anything differently if we was going to do this swap again. Where we saved money at, and that was the engine. We pulled this engine out of a 98 F700 medium duty truck, and there's a lot of people that's looking at these swaps wanting to pull them from industrial models because they're readily available. And the reason for that is they put these 5.912 valves in anything from boats to motor graders. So there's a lot of them out there that are industrial, not even just coming out of the Dodge pickups. And you can pick them up cheaper, but there are some definite differences that you'll run into, especially trying to put them into a pickup. The biggest issue is all the kits and all the conversion parts are designed for the engines that come out of pickups because they are consistently the same. And that's where the industrial problem comes in because they all have different exhaust manifolds, injection pumps are different. There's just a lot of small differences that you don't even think of until the motor gets bolted in and it's bolted up. So if I was going to give you guys a tip, I would say get one out of a pickup. It'll probably be a little bit easier, but if you're wanting to save some money, you can definitely make an industrial application work. It's just going to be a little bit more westernizing, as I call it, of trying to make everything work and play happy with each other, because, you know, there's different throttles, and I could go off and on into the bushes. But if you guys got any questions on putting this engine into this truck, just leave it down there in the comment section, and I will try to answer as many of them as I can. I might not be the smartest cookie in the jar, but I have done at least one. So, and the other advantage to going with a 12-valve 5.9 like this with the P-pump, which is that big monster of an injection pump, is they're really easy to add power to. I mean, you can get, and, God dang it, got some in my mouth. So the other advantage with going with a 5.9 Cummins 12-valve with that monster of a P-pump there is they're really cheap, affordable, and easy to add power to. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money, and you can get this thing cranking up to modern-day diesel power standards pretty easily. There's not much mods they need to. They're a really, really reliable platform, especially under higher horsepower applications. Now this one here is only making 200 horsepower, but like I said, we are going to change that. I have a feeling it's going to make a little bit more after we're done. All right, so I found something to write on. I got my marker. So let's add this thing up. Let's see here. Okay. Carry the 1. Oh, and by the way, while you're waiting for me to do this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Okay. Who am I kidding? I don't even know how to write. That's all I came up with. Okay, now let's get down to serious brass tacks. So now let's start off with the truck. Now this is a 2010 Ford F350 crew cab long bed Lariat. And I bought this truck for a $5,000 bid at auction. After fees and everything, and going and getting it, I was into the truck for $5,300 sitting in my driveway. Now, obviously, for a truck of this caliber, for a truck of this caliber, that is not bad at all. I think that was a pretty good price. I could have probably got a better one, but I was in a little bit of a hurry to do something. And also, that's just showing you guys there's plenty of opportunity to get these trucks cheap if you guys are thinking about doing this yourself. Okay, now down to the second most important thing, the engine. Now this engine, for those of you that don't know, came out of a 1998 Ford F700 that I bought from auction as well. And I bought that truck for $1,500. Now, there's a lot of parts on that truck I think I'm going to sell off, and I'll probably get the engine for free, but let's just say I've got $1,500 in the engine. After fees and everything, I think I was into that truck for $1,575 after fees and going and getting in all that. It was pretty close here in Kansas, so it wasn't that big a deal. So we're at $5,300 plus $1,575. So for the conversion parts to actually get this thing bolted in and working was about $3,800. Now, the company that we got all of our parts from was DCS, Diesel Conversion Specialists. They worked with us. I reached out with them, and they are really nice guys. But if I'd have had to pay for all of them parts, that's what it would have cost me to get this thing bolted up in here. Then we had another $75 to have our driveline shortened because we moved the engine and transmission back 3 inches. And we just had that done at a local driveline shop there in Wichita that shortens drivelines for semis. Then we're down to the miscellaneous stuff. We had to buy some radiator hoses, new belts, some new seals for the engine. And I think after all said and done, all my O'Reilly's parts, runs, and everything cost me about $580 for just all the seals and stuff we put in and all the small stuff. So definitely not a bad deal for a Cummins swapped F350 2010. It's probably one of the most economical around. We did a really good job putting this thing together. I'm really happy with the product so far. So I guess he'll put the total of how much we exactly got in this truck over here or over here somewhere. So if you guys are new here, obviously hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, hit that like button down below. That tells YouTube that we're good guys and that other people should watch about how they can do a Cummins swap themselves. If there's anything you guys want to know about this build, if you're going to be doing it yourself, either reach out to Diesel Conversion Specialist or comment down below, and I will try to answer as many questions as I can. That was a mouthful.